Many people seeking an effective way to quit smoking face disappointment when traditional methods prove ineffective. But don't despair, as alternative approaches can offer new horizons in the fight against this harmful habit. Turning to the wisdom of Buddhist philosophy and yoga techniques may be the missing link that helps achieve long-awaited freedom from nicotine addiction. We invite you to explore 10 simple but effective principles that the author hopes will be helpful for those seeking to quit smoking. In this difficult struggle, it is well known that success is particularly difficult to achieve if you only work with the physical or mental component of addiction. Very often, people relying solely on willpower throw away a packet of cigarettes in a desperate impulse, naively believing that this is enough. However, ignoring the needs of the body only complicates the process and increases the risk of relapse. No less common is the other extreme, when a person, covered in nicotine patches, hopes that the body will give up cigarettes on its own, without making any effort to change their thinking and lifestyle. According to Buddhist philosophy, a human being is a complex system of interconnected elements, where body and mind are integral parts of this system, constantly influencing each other. That is why, to achieve sustainable results, it is necessary to work in both directions, paying attention to both the physical and mental aspects of addiction. So what are these 10 steps that can help break the vicious cycle? When a decision is made to quit smoking, it is important to avoid automatically lighting a cigarette while talking on the phone, watching news on a smartphone, or doing other things. It is necessary to turn a smoke break into a conscious ritual. You should retire to a quiet place, slowly preparing everything you need: an ashtray, a lighter. You can create a comfortable environment by turning on your favorite music. It is important that no one distracts you from the process. If smoking takes place in company, it is recommended to refrain from talking, focusing on the cigarette and contemplating the world around you. Every movement should be unhurried and conscious, taking a cigarette out of the pack, lighting it and smoking it without haste or automatism, with full immersion in the process. This approach will help break the habit of unconscious action. It is automatism that makes you repeat the same actions as if in a dream. Bringing awareness to the process activates the mind, turning smoking into a deliberate action, an expression of free will. Nicotine chewing gums are recommended as an aid. Oddly enough, they may be a more economical option than cigarettes. You should buy chewing gums with a nicotine content comparable to or less than that of the cigarettes you smoke. Chewing gums are often more effective than patches because chewing, like smoking, is not only a way to get nicotine, but also a distracting action, a kind of process. They should only be used when you have a very strong desire to smoke. You should try to restrain the urge for as long as possible and then chew the gum with pleasure. At the same time, it is important to consciously observe how the desire to smoke recedes. First, note how it gradually increases, and then, with the arrival of nicotine, how it goes away. Realizing that this desire is physiological in nature, related to the body's need for nicotine, will help to distance yourself from it. Understanding that it is not the person himself who wants to smoke, but his body, will allow you to separate yourself from this harmful habit. Reducing the dose of nicotine is a path to quitting smoking that requires a conscious approach and patience. The following method is suggested as a strategy. Purchase a block of cigarettes designed for 20 or 30 days, gradually reducing the number of cigarettes smoked per day. For example, if a person smokes a pack a day, they should remove 1 cigarette from each pack, strictly adhering to the established limit. It is important to emphasize that exceeding the daily allowance is not allowed. Waking up, a person should realize that the number of cigarettes in the pack is their limit for the current day. This approach will allow you to gradually reduce your nicotine consumption over 20 or 30 days. Haste in this matter is undesirable, as a sudden cessation of smoking may prove ineffective in the case of established addiction. Gradual dose reduction is one of the key methods of treating addiction. In the process of reducing the dose, a person may notice that they begin to plan smoke breaks, make a schedule. This indicates the development of self-control and discipline, which is an important step on the path to overcoming addiction. A smoke break should become a desirable and rare event, not a common occurrence. Discipline should come from within, not be imposed from the outside. When the number of cigarettes per day becomes clearly insufficient, nicotine chewing gum can be used to reduce the acute craving and wait for the next scheduled smoke break. Over time, the urge to smoke will weaken as the body gradually gets rid of the physical addiction and the mind gets rid of the psychological habit. Recognizing this progress will be a cause for joy and well-deserved praise, which will strengthen motivation on the path to complete smoking cessation. Let's turn our attention to the healing power of breath meditation. Just a few minutes, 5 to 10, dedicated to this simple but effective exercise can transform your inner state, bringing calm, clarity, and harmony to your mind. Find a place that is comfortable for you, assume a comfortable posture, but make sure your back remains straight. Close your eyes or slightly lower your eyelids and focus all your attention on the natural breathing process. Do not try to change or control its rhythm, just be aware of each inhalation and exhalation, like waves lapping on the shore of your consciousness. If thoughts arise in your mind, do not engage in them. Simply note their appearance, like clouds passing on the horizon, and gently return to observing your breath. Your consciousness is like a lighthouse, illuminating each inhalation, each exhalation, and the fleeting pauses between them. Allow yourself to relax. Do not put pressure on yourself and do not keep track of time. Any length of meditation will bring benefits. Even being aware of just 3 inhalations and exhalations can have a noticeable calming effect, like a quiet harbor in a stormy sea. Let's face the truth and calculate how much you spend on cigarettes each year. The result may be quite impressive, opening up new perspectives for a more sensible use of these funds. Imagine the possibilities that will open up for you if each year you can direct this money to something truly valuable and joyful. Instead of buying cigarettes, start putting these funds into a piggy bank, creating your own personal well-being fund. Allow yourself to dream about what you can spend the accumulated money on. New clothes, modern technology, an exciting trip, or other pleasures that will fill your life with bright colors. This simple strategy will not only strengthen your determination to quit smoking, but will also become a powerful incentive to achieve your goals, turning quitting a bad habit into a path to new opportunities and joys. Incorporate breathing exercises into your daily routine. Whenever possible, whether it's an open window in the house or a car ride in relatively clean air, practice conscious and deep breathing. Fill your abdomen with air, then the middle of your chest, and finally the top, imitating the full breath of yogis. Hold your breath slightly and exhale slowly, using all parts of your lungs. Even a few such breaths can be beneficial. While doing the exercise, focus on the importance of your lungs and heart, how they support your life, and the pleasure of fresh air. This will help you not only improve your physical condition, but also develop a grateful attitude towards your body. During the period of quitting smoking with a strong desire to smoke, you can temporarily increase the consumption of sweets if this does not contradict medical recommendations. Such a replacement will help to survive this difficult process more easily. It is recommended to refrain from excessive alcohol consumption for the duration of smoking cessation. Weakening of will and self-control under the influence of alcohol often leads to breakdowns. In a state of intoxication, it is more difficult to resist the temptation to smoke. Try to give up strong alcoholic libations for at least a month. If you have drunk, be firm and refuse the offered cigarettes. It is necessary to widely inform others about your decision to quit smoking. It may seem that this is a purely personal matter, however, in this way, a person creates a kind of social pressure, supported by the expectations of others, which, of course, serves as additional motivation. In modern society, even the most inveterate smokers do not recommend others to start smoking and are sincerely happy when someone gets rid of this bad addiction, providing support on this difficult path. It is also important to include physical exercise in your life. There is no need to start with exhausting workouts right away. For example, getting up at 5 in the morning and running if you have not done this before. The classic example, "Now I will run before work every morning," is one of the most common and often broken promises to yourself. It is important to find a middle ground, avoiding extremes. Simple, daily, even 10-minute fitness will be quite enough. push-ups, squats, exercises with dumbbells. This is quite enough. The main thing is regularity. In this case, discipline and consistency are key. Such actions, like cement, strengthen the structure of life. A body that breathes actively and comes alive after physical exercise will find smoking less appealing, reducing the desire to fill its lungs with smoke. In reality, these skills are useful in many areas of life. It's a form of self-control, but without excessive pressure or violence against oneself. This increases personal freedom. A person begins to decide for themselves how to live, what to do, what to say, what to want, what to think, and what to feel. They cease to be merely a collection of reactive habits and instead become a free individual.